There's a lot of people, and not to discourage anyone because it's amazing, and if you are an aspiring screenwriter or director and you want to direct, you know, the next like Iron Man, awesome. But no, so it's a lot of people sort of sitting around, so the development world, it's a lot of people sitting around and just talking about making movies and not really making movies. You know, at Funny or Die, we produce probably 20 to 25 videos a month, and so there's a lot of, in all of our sort of camp of like writers and directors, everyone's kind of an auteur. I mean, they all write, they direct, they edit.
In terms of like general brainstorming and just how I personally think of sketches, there's one thing I took from a UCB sketch writing class that I really loved, which, and this is specific to like if you're doing a genre parody, which is a lot of what I do. The phrase they said was like, if you can isolate what you think is bullshit about this particular genre or this particular thing and kind of extrapolate from that, and then that's something I try to do in a lot of my stuff, and that's been very helpful. I guess outside a parody, you know, maybe it's, instead of this is what's bullshit about this, it's more like if you're doing just a regular sketch or you know, like a behavioral type thing, then it's more like what is absurd about this, what, you know, just like finding that kernel of what you think is funny or interesting, and you know, just sort of spinning it off from there.
Also, from an execution standpoint, once the train starts moving, you can't go backwards. So you can never be too over-prepared. I think we really overqualify stuff. Our scripts are very buttoned up before we go into the shoot, both celebrity and non-celebrity, but especially with the celebrity where you need to really respect their time on set. So yeah, I mean, like when it comes to process, when it comes to execution, just being prepared and really maximizing your time you have with your crew and your staff and your creatives. So you know, it's just so we're not wasting time and spinning wheels.
There's also people, there will be people who come into Funny or Die once in a while who are like, yeah, I'm a director, and they're all, you know, they're kind of like posing and like, you know, taking pictures of themselves with old cameras and like, you know, all squinty, like, yeah, and that attitude, it doesn't particularly get you very far. I think what does is just being really great at what you do.
Pretty much everyone who works at Funny or Die, that's how sort of we got seen and got that job. And web videos and web, specifically comedy, I would argue, in a big way, is sort of what music videos and commercials used to be. Where you used to see like, oh, that guy used to make music videos and now he's doing TV, and then he goes do movies or something like that. And that was the way it was. And now it is, you know, just from experience and many of the people I've come up with, it isn't that anymore. It's, well, what you have online. And that's what people pay attention to, and people see it. It feels like you're throwing it out into the vacuum of space sometimes, but you'll be shocked how much there are people whose job it is just to watch this stuff and to find talent.
Also, one other point, if you want to be a filmmaker and you want to, you know, get your work out there, you have to build a body of work for people to see, you know, to showcase your talent. I mean, just straight up like getting jobs 101. I mean, there's times when I'm working with comedians, I'm like, well, do you have a reel or like anything you can send me? And I've had response, well, no, I don't really have anything good. I had, you know, some club that I worked in Minnesota, a couple, like just bad footage. So I think like first and foremost, just having something to represent what you can do is really important.
That's been a very consistent thing about Funny or Die having a big effect on the entertainment industry, is that I think everybody there is able to keep this guerrilla spirit and not have the thing of like, no, we can't do that because that'll cost $1 million. You know, like, yeah. Like you can always find a way to do things effectively and yeah, in a way that makes sense.
And people forget that, because I think you guys all know that, because, and I mean, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think anyone's giving you $100 million to make anything right now. But you're still making things, and you'll be shocked at how quickly people forget that you can do that. You can make something fucking awesome for not that.
Everyone at Funny or Die has gotten their job because they've made, you know, great videos, number one, that have felt different and unique and fresh and, you know, have a specific point of view. And so it's, and everyone here, I'm sure you guys have peers that like, oh, I have this friend that's always wanted to be a DP, or I have this friend that's always wanted to do wardrobe. It's like you kind of come up together and you put these little like film packages together and you just go out and make stuff. And I mean, and that's typically, I'd say the #1 question that we always get on panels is like, well, how do I get my stuff out there? What do I? So you can always upload it to funnyordie.com or .gov, and you always, and it's just about getting out there. I mean, if somebody has a camera and somebody has a computer, you know.